Okay, now let's try this one more time. Okay. Okay, probably did I lose everybody? Oh, technical difficulties. Okay, let me put a post up on YouTube. Okay, let me know when you're here. Oh my goodness. Ah, there's one. Okay. Okay, now you guys are finding me. What the heck? Oh, I guess you need to see not see my stand, but see my stitching. There we go. I don't know why this does this every time I schedule a live. Every time I pre-schedule it, I don't know if I hit the wrong something or other. Hello, Heather. I don't know what the world I do. Daphne, hello. How are you today? Oh, I don't know that I can ever do a stream without some kind of technical difficulty. What do you think? Happens every time. I gotta prop my foot up here. Okay, is everybody finding their way to this one? I hope. So this was just a, oh, if anybody watched my, hello, Nicole. Um, if anybody watched my video that I posted earlier today, this one was just a, it just makes it interesting. Yeah, Heather, absolutely, it makes it interesting. This stream ended up, or coming on tonight, just ended up being a random um, spur of the moment kind of thing because I don't know about where you live, but Wednesday nights aren't, we really, there's nothing on TV. And usually my husband and I watch TV in the evening. And on a Wednesday, there's like nothing but, well, the majority of what's on is reality show stuff. And to be perfectly honest, my scissors, I'm about over all these reality shows. So I said to him, I think I'm going to do a live stream. I have nothing special planned to talk about. Just sit here and stitch. So, what are you guys working on tonight? Anything special? Are you stitching? I need a needle. I started this design. It's called Home Driver, Heaven and Earth Design. And my video earlier today. Hi Silja, how are you? um, was to start it, and I thought I'd do a video on that since it's been a long time, quite a long time, since I did a video of how to start a Heaven and Earth design or a full coverage. So I thought, well, since I'm starting, snowman stocking. Oh, are you doing the same snowman that I'm doing, Daphne? Sir Frederick Frosty? Silja, it's 11 p.m. in Iceland, so you're going to bed. Oh, I don't blame you. It's getting kind of late for you. Yeah, I will do a daytime stream again so that I can catch you guys on that side of the pond during the day when it's evening over there, but or daytime over there. It's the time zones. It's always hard, always difficult of when to. Oh, I just went over my diagonal line. Oh, poo. Oh, well. Um, yeah, it's always difficult to decide when to do a stream and get different people. Joe's Jocelyn, is it Jocelyn? Welcome. I'm glad you're joining. It's a new name today. I'm glad to see somebody new here. Stacy, and you're doing Thomas Kincaid. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. I love those. Oh, okay. It's the one called Snowman. But I do have the one that I'm making for my daughter. Ah. Yeah, I often do, well, my husband and I don't really, well, we haven't for years exchanged Christmas gifts, mainly because when we want something, we buy it. So it's like, it's technically it's Christmas all year round. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I stitched those and went over my diagonal. See, that happens sometimes. So maybe I'm going to stitch back. Now, when I started this, I said I was going to do row by row on the diagonal. And look what's happening already. Already, I am not paying attention to what I said I was going to do. And it's that cross country girl in me just keeps coming, just keeps finding its way to the surface. So you guys never quite know what I'm going to stitch. Jody, hello. Now I can't find the people on the other floss tube to tell them to back out and try again. Oh no. And Jody, do you see? Do you see? I have my I have my other set of eyes on. Oh, when I recorded earlier today, I forgot my glasses. Or my, should I say, my extra set of eyes. But I have to show you these. I was going to um, try these new ones that I got on my stream today. So let me just lift this up a little bit so you can see. Well, let me just switch my camera. Okay, there we go. See, I have these. Where are they? Oh, okay. I have these mag eyes on now. Okay, but I got these things. I was deciding if I wanted to look like silly or not. And I was going to put these on to stitch with you today. However, with my camera in the way, I couldn't get to the right place to see with these. But they're nice. They are nice. They're more comfortable than those other ones that a lot of people have. The ones that they're similar but different. They have like a thing that comes out. And these even have a light. You can turn them on. Ooh. Yeah, see, they have a light. And it has two brightnesses and what have you. And they're more comfortable to wear than the other headgear. I have those too, but those are so heavy and they hurt my nose. So I found these. And I like them, except for on the stream today. they are just, I'm a little bit too far away. Okay, let's go here. I'm a little bit too far away to use them. I just couldn't get the right angle. But I was gonna try and give you guys a good laugh. Okay, let's see. Who did I miss here that jumped in while I was? Okay. Hi, Rose. Welcome. Linda, you're stitching tonight so you won't fall asleep listening to me. Do you know? I have a habit of doing that, of putting people to sleep. There's quite a few people that tell me that. Oh my goodness. I choose to believe that it's just the sound of my voice that puts people to sleep, and not that my videos and streams are that boring. Gosh, I hope they're not. All my technical difficulties, it should keep you guys on your toes. Yes, Elizabeth, you're absolutely right. The chart tells you how it wants to be stitched. The chart tells you, and my mind just seems to gravitate to, um, yeah, however the flow of the color goes, and I forget to stop at that diagonal line, even though I have them drawn on there, as you can see. But I just forget. I kind of see it, but don't see it, and kind of follow the color. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Nick, hello. You're doing Tree of Life out of Art of Antiquities. Do you know what? That's where this home, I believe that's where I found this home driver under Art of Antiquities. If anybody is looking for it, I can show you a picture if you would like to see a picture of it. There you go. Sorry, I blocked the chat there for a minute. But yeah, this is it. I'm pretty sure it is under Antiquities, but I don't know, something just like Stitcher's Retreat, something just yelled to me and said, "You need to stitch me. You need to stitch me." Hi, Nicole and Jody. I'm so happy. Jocelyn, you're working on Sunflower. Terry, you're not working on a full coverage right now, trying to work up the courage to start with. Terry, just hang out here for a while. We will help you find the courage. It's not hard. It's one stitch at a time. Watch my video earlier today. It's when I started this one, because you see I have all of about 30 stitches done. And you just do one stitch at a time, just like any other piece. My best suggestion to you is find a chart that you absolutely, positively love. Not that, not one that you just like and go, yeah, I like that, and I like that, and I like that. But one that you really, really love and don't want to be without. One that you are envisioning that is going to hang on my wall in this spot. Or this is what I'm going to do with it. And that's what I really want. That's what keeps you motivated. At least I speak for myself. That's what kept me motivated with Stitcher's Retreat. I had the place all picked out where I wanted it to go. And I actually, well, no, I had some things in that spot, but I actually moved them so that Stitcher's Retreat could go there. And as I'm working on it, I'm picturing it in that spot. And the closer I got The further I was when I was stitching it, the further along I was, the more I could picture it in that spot. That's what helped me. And then Pattern Keeper helped me a whole lot because you could see your progress. You had a reference for your progress. It's like, oh my God, I hit 50%. I'm halfway there. You know, you have those gratifications along the way. And then once you hit, okay, once you hit 10%, oh wow, I'm 10%. I only have 90% to go, but you know, you can watch that number going up and the amount that you have to finish going down, and you can see that number of stitches completed going up, and that for me was motivating. I truly liked that part, and that kept me going. Once I hit 50%, it was, oh wow. Oh wow. 50% done. I'll soon be there. And then it was every other percent after that was such a big reward. Oh, I'm getting behind here. Oh, hi Sheila, how are you? Is not Sheila, is it Sheila or is it Sheila? Hey, hey, Allie, how are you? Glad you stopped by. Yeah, Rose, it's another picture I kind of fell in love with. Jody, you're still doing Mr. and Mrs. Cardinal. Oh, good. Joy. Hi, Joy. You created an Instagram and adopted the moniker Needle Trout. Hope that's okay. Floss tube still too intimidating. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll have to look you up. Oh, Debbie, which way? Head full cover. I'll have to look that one up. I'm not sure which one that. Do you know there are so many heaven and earth designs? It's like, how do you? There's no way you can. Well, some people do. Some people do. I have to often look it up when somebody says they're stitching this, that, or the other thing. Um, Joy, it's very, very rare that I stitch with two threads. Very rare. However, if I do, no, I don't use a laying tool. I don't. Um, Over the years, and back in the day when I always stitched with two threads, when I used a laying tool or I railroaded, in all honesty, I couldn't tell the difference between when I used a laying tool or railroaded or when I just stitched the way I normally stitch. I couldn't see a difference, so I never really got into using a laying tool or railroading. Just, and I don't know, is it the way I stitch? I honestly can't really answer that part, but really never noticed a difference. Linda, yes, I am using a Q-snap. Here we go. Da, 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 da. And yes, it is on my Patoki mini table stand, the mini stand that everybody orders that Country Stitchers showed on their channel. In fact, they just gave one away not too terribly long ago. Oh, how am I securing all my extra fabric? Well, let's have a look. On the side here, da, 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 I rolled everything up close to the side of the Q-snap, and I use these magnetic cable ties or whatever they are. Here, go down here a little bit. I use those. And on the bottom here, it's just kind of laying here. I don't have that secured at all. I just kind of have it laying up on the table because it's too thick. If I try and roll it up like this on the side, it's way too thick, and then that makes me a little nuts. So I just lay it on the table. And if you notice, this is not gridded fabric. I'm gridding it myself as I go. And I don't have a problem doing that. I use this Bohin chalk pencil. It's a ceramic chalk, and you can see the lines. They're green, but because of the light, they don't show up very well. But I grid it myself. I grid it as I go, and this washes out just fine. You won't see any of it through the stitching. Even in a really light color, you barely see it. And a lot of times I end up having to go over the grid line again because it wears off. So this is what I use. I don't use the washable markers. I don't use the friction. I can never say that word, but you know those pens that you have to iron and the marks go away. I don't use those. This is the only thing that I used, and I know that this is going to come out and not be an issue. Pencil, please, please, please don't use pencil. A lead pencil, it does not come out. Ask me how I know. Yeah, I made it. My husband had me make a gift for one of his friends. And that's before I knew that a lead pencil was not going to come out. And I gridded some of it with a pencil. And I went beyond the stitch area with the pencil. And yeah, there's lines. You can see them. I got a lot of it off, but you can still see that there are pencil lines there. Fortunately for me, the person that I made it for was so thrilled, they didn't even really notice them. I probably noticed them because I know that they're there. But yeah, if you can, yeah, don't use pencil, please. It's not going to come out. And especially, okay, if your chart is all dark colors and they're not going to show through that, okay, that's one thing, but don't go beyond the edge of your design because it's not going to come out. Terry, you already have mini winter barn from hay purchased and loaded. Oh, sounds like a start coming on. Okay, Elizabeth, the old man in the freeze. Okay, yes, I saw that one. Brandy Cooper, how are you? It's been forever. Oh my God. I'm so glad you stopped by. Oh, I hope things are well and you guys are well. Nerd hoop, I like a number, let me think. A number 4 is my favorite. I can't exactly tell you how big that is. I'm thinking it's like 7 inches, 6 or 7 inches, 8 at best, but a number 4 in the wooden hoop, in the wooden hoop. In the plastic nerd hoop, I like a number, hold on, let me scooch. It's right here. That's too big. That's too small. Yeah. Okay. In the plastic ones, it's lucky all my stuff is within reach. In the, okay, let me switch back. Let me switch back. Switch back to me again. Get this up out of the way. Get these up out of the way so I can see. Okay. Oh, turn this light down a little. Oh, bumped it. Wrong way. This is the light I reviewed. I love it. Love it. Love it. Worth every penny. Okay. In the, oh, that's still, let's turn it off. Here we go. In the plastic ones, this is a number 3. Okay. Depending on what you're doing and where you're going to use it. If I'm using this on my Lowry stand, I like this number 3. This one, plastic, is a number 1. If you're doing something small and you're going to hold it in your hand, this is great. Now, I have it over in the living room. There is one in between these two, which would be a number 2. And that one is my ultimate favorite in these plastic ones. They hold the fabric every bit as tight, if not tighter, than a Q-snap. And the only reason I'm on a Q-snap tonight is because the one of the plastic hoops that I really, really like is over in the living room, and there's something else on it. And for me to put this one on my Patoki, it's just a little bit out of sort, too big for me that I'm constantly reaching around. So I put it on the Q-snap for tonight. Now, if you want a wooden hoop, this is the Nerd. Ooh. This is the wooden one. This is a size 4, a number 4. And the opening of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches. This is my favorite size of this hoop. Now, what I do recommend, this is the wider hoop, not the thinnest one. This is the wider one. I don't wrap them. I let them on an indefinite amount of time. In fact, I could have put that on here tonight. But the wider one holds your fabric tighter because there's more surface tension than your smaller hoop, or than the thinner hoop. So I like, and every person's different. Everybody is different. Everybody has their own preferences, but I like the wider ones, and I don't wrap them. And I have no trouble with hoop marks. I have no trouble with crushed stitches. And the thing about, even if some of your stitches look flattened, the thing about that is, a Heaven and Earth design, for example, you are going to wash it and you're going to press it because you've worked on it for God only knows how long, years. 5 years it took me to do my other big one. And it's going to be dirty. I mean, no matter how you look at it, it's going to get dirty just by virtue of all the time that you've had to work on it. So you're going to wash it and you're going to press it. Any stitches that look smooshed flattened, distorted in any way are going to bounce right back. Because if what I do, and again, everybody does their thing, and that's okay. What I do is I wash it, I wrap it in a towel or roll it in a towel, press all the excess water out just by pressing on it to get all the extra water out. I bring it to the ironing board. I have several layers of terry towels, bath towels, laying on my ironing board. I lay my piece flat, face down, and I iron it dry. On the back, I iron from the back and iron it till it's virtually almost dry. Now, you have the terry towels, the bath towels underneath. So that's the cushion that allows those stitches to not get flattened from the ironing, and they puff back up. So that isn't a problem. Even my hard hanger pieces, I do that way. And everything, it just puffs right back up. They're not distorted. Now, if you're doing a smaller piece and you can't wash it, I still haven't had any trouble with these hoops distorting things. And even if you can't wash something, what I have done with hand-dyed linens in the past is I just took a spray bottle, and just puts me to mind of when I was a little kid and went to my grandmother's house and she was ironing, and she had a bottle of water that she'd spray on clothing to iron them. I just would mist my finished piece with some water and iron it dry, and anything that was in any way flattened puffed right back up. And no, it did not mess up the hand-dyed fabric. So again, that's just what I do. I'm not saying you have to do it that way. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it. That's just what I have done over the years. And, I have pieces. In fact, I am going to record that, at least film it this week and not post it. I don't know if I'll post it, but I will film it. I am going to film my walls for you. And there are hand-dyed fabrics on that I used on some of my pieces, and I did not have any trouble with losing that color on any of them. And I didn't make it wet. It was just a very fine mist, and everything was fine. So like I said, you have to know what you're willing or want to do. I'm just saying that has been my experience over the years, where I haven't had crushed stitches with this. Hi, Jackie. How are you? So, anyway, let's see. Linda, you tried to get your linen on your Q-snap and the fabric is all lopsided and you can't get it straight. Any tips? I'm going to say it's very hard to get it on straight. And even this piece, let me go back. Take you back here again. Even this piece, light, camera, action. It's hard to see, but I guess it helps if I pull my camera down, doesn't it? Holy smokes. This only looks straight because that's how I have the camera. But you can't quite see it very well because of the shadow, but you can see it's not perfectly straight. Here, look at this edge. It's not perfectly straight. It's a little, if you try and follow a thread down, it's a little crooked. Um, and even if you look at, even if you can see where am I here? There, my lines are, it's pretty straight, but it's a little crooked. I, in all honesty, don't get totally worried about it. I would just get it as straight as you can. When I put it on, I try to get the top on as straight as I can, and then I lay it and try and line up what I have here with the bottom one before I put the bottom clamp on, and same way with the sides. But it is difficult to get it on straight. My preference is actually either the hoop or my plastic nerge. Seriously. And like I said, the only reason I put it on this tonight was, or today, that's what I had handy. This, on this frame, I can tilt. Please start stitching. Okay, Jody, I will. I can angle this Q-snap a little bit better to stitch on it while I'm doing a live with you guys. Where with a hoop, I probably would have to tilt this down too far and get another weird camera angle, and whoops, here we go. And I'm making you seasick with moving this around. And yeah, and it would be an uncomfortable position. So when I'm doing a live or I'm stitching to record, I like to find the most comfortable stitching position, because when you're sitting here trying to, okay, come on here, come on, let's go. When you're trying to stitch and yak about everything and anything, it's you want to be comfortable. And to be honest, I have enough issues with my back that if I don't find a comfortable position, I can't sit here for near the amount of time as I'm switching needles, as I would. That's not the one. Where is my ballpoint needle? There it is. Yeah, I couldn't sit here for an extended amount of time if this was not in a comfortable position. So that is the peril of being a nurse for half your life, over half your life. Does your number on your back. So, where did I get my magnifying? Which ones, Jackie? The ones I'm wearing? Or these ones? These ones that would fit over here, but if I do this and have my glasses on, I can't see. Oh, well, no wonder I can't see, because now I have triple magnification. Oh, Karen, you silly thing. Okay, I could put these on because this way I can see. The ones I'm wearing, these are called Mag Eyes, and you can find them on Amazon, and just about any needlework shop would have them. And they come in different strengths. So, I mean, you would have to figure out what strength that you need. These are, I believe, 2.5. and the strength you need varies with the distance from your stitching. You know, if you're, who was I watching? Oh, it's been a while. Okay, it was Fiber Talk. And is it Gary? Is his name Gary? That's the host on Fiber Talk. And it's back when Vana was helping him do his podcast. So it was Vana and Gary. And he got magnifiers to be able to see, because he was stitching on a very fine count linen. So he bought magnifiers, reading glasses. And the strength he got was 5.0. And oh, I couldn't help but chuckle because to see, he had to literally get right down that his nose was almost on the fabric in order to see with those 5.0 magnifiers. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, if you have to get that close to your stitching to see with that strength magnifier, then you have the wrong strength. So the strength you want is the strength that you can see comfortably at whatever distance away your fabric is. So if you have to get right on top of it to see with your magnifiers, then they're too strong. Back up on them a little bit. Now, if you're sitting back here, for example, and your stitching is here, so this is, okay, let's just see. This is somewhere about 12 inches from my chin to the fabric, and I can see this really pretty well, then that's the right strength. If you're closer, then you want to adjust accordingly. So if you're going to get readers of any kind, take your stitching with you, and when you try the readers on, see, check out, hold it at the place where you normally hold it to stitch, and then put the readers on accordingly so that you can adjust them to that strength. Or if you're going to go to your eye doctor can make you glasses just for stitching, and they'll figure all that out for you. They'll put I think what they do is your regular prescription, but then add the extra magnification that you need in order to be able to see what you're stitching at whatever distance you hold your fabric away from you to stitch. So, but these mag eyes you can buy. Amazon has them. Most needlework shops have them. You can buy them at just about anywhere. Or if you really want to look beautiful, just buy a set of these and look silly. Actually, I do wear those, but I haven't done that on a stream or in a video. So one of these videos, I'll surprise you all with these. Jackie, you wear glasses with readers on the bottom, but you still have to use clip-on mag. Yeah, Yeah. Well, that's what I have. I have bifocals. So, yeah, I already have magnification on the bottom so that I can see up close. But when I'm stitching, I do need more to be able to see it comfortably and not, because the other thing you want to prevent, and the other thing um, the magnification does for you is helps to prevent you from straining your eyes. You know, you might, I mean, if I don't wear this magnification, I can see it, but it's difficult to see. And I would be straining my eyes in order to see that, and they would get really tired. And, you know, over time, that isn't always the best for your eyes. So you want to, in fact, my optometrist, I go to an optometrist as opposed to an ophthalmologist. But she's always saying to me, "You are using magnification when you do that, aren't you?" And I go, "Yeah, I use cheater glasses." That's what I call these, my cheater glasses. So you don't want to strain your eyes and get overly tired. Because I can tell when I've done that. I don't know how you guys are, but I notice when my eyes get really tired, um, then I can only stitch a stitch or two and it gets blurry. So then I have to look up, look away, and I can go back and do another stitch or two and it gets blurry. So when that starts happening, then I know, okay, put the stitching away. You've done enough for today. Tomorrow's another day. It's, yes, I was stitching earlier without them. You're right. Jody, you just didn't yell loud enough. I didn't hear you. And what I did about half that video and finally said, "Oh, I don't have my other glasses on, my magnifiers on." Oh my God. It's like, no wonder I'm having trouble. Or no wonder it was taking me so long to stitch. Do you know how many stitches I stitched on that video? 29. All of 29. Okay. And did I not? You tried really hard. Oh, when I read that, I laughed. I laughed. Thank you for a good laugh today. I needed that. Oh, let's see. I better mark off what I stitched here since I have now totally left my diagonal because the stitches just keep telling me to keep on going. Yes, I did. I said it looked like 28 count. And it's 25 count. Although even with these mag eyes on, it still looks smaller to me than 25 count. But 1, 2, 3 stitched has it marked 25 count. So I'm trusting that they knew what they cut. But it does seem a tad smaller, but that's okay. I can see it, I can stitch, and you know what? That's exactly what's important. We're not going to sweat the small stuff. However, I'm not doing tiny stitches like Ymir and Kaylee cross stitch do tiny, tiny stitches. No, 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 no. Oh, let me see if I have it here. Hold on. Got to put my leg down. I had it propped on a chair. I have to show you guys all. I think I stuck it in my, oh, maybe I didn't stick it in my book here. Where did I put it? Uh-oh. It's still in the card, and I had the card I showed somebody yesterday. Okay, I'll find it till my next video. I thought I stuck it in my book. This room is called Organized Disorganization. Seriously. So you know something is here somewhere. It's just the question of where. I will find it till my next video. But Kaylee sent me a stitched piece of a heart on 56 count even weave 1/1. And is it gorgeous? I will treasure it forever. It's just beautiful. And it's 56 count. 56. 1/1. Now, I have stitched 56 count, but I have done it 1/2. Even with all the magnification in the world, I don't think I could see 1/1. So, yeah, I would need I would need a very strong scientific microscope for that. But yeah, but it's gorgeous. I just had it yesterday. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna, oh, no, wait. Nope. There it is. Here it is. Found it. Found it. I knew I just had it yesterday because I didn't tell you guys who came to stitch with me yesterday. No. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Country Stitchers, Liz and Deb, came on Monday to stitch with me. And that's why I had this out, to show Deb and say, what can I do with this? But isn't this just outstanding? Look how tiny it is. That is 56 count 1/1. It's gorgeous. And it's stitched with Ymir's silk. So, hello, Kelly. Yes, I have to show it off. I have to show it off. I'm so happy. I just have to decide what to do with it. I think it needs an itty bitty little frame. An itty bitty little frame. And I'm going to find one. I'm thinking of, I have a very small frame that might be like 1.5 by 2.5, something like that. And I think this would fit in it if I use something and make a little bit of a mat for it. I think I could put it in there. You're in 2 streams at the same time. Oh my goodness. Yes, an itty bitty heart-shaped frame. Yes, Kelly, I don't blame you. I'm not the world's greatest finisher either, but I think if I can find a tiny heart-shaped frame or take a square frame and make some kind of a cutout for it and put this behind it like a mat, that would do it. So hopefully I will get that done. But yes, Kaylee, thank you so much. I love it so much. I almost thought I misplaced it, but no, I didn't. It just wasn't at the spot where I was keeping it until I figured out something to do with it. Oh no, Molly, your dog ate this. Oh, oh. Oh, how sad. Did you get to try to stitch with any of it? Jody, you like the square frame with a heart mat. Yeah, yeah, either that or a little. If I just put it in a heart-shaped frame, what I'm worried about is not being able to hide all the edges of the fabric. I don't know if I can get a small heart-shaped frame small enough, which is why I'm thinking maybe the wooden frame and then just use something. I was even thinking just a piece of hi Yvonne, cardstock, like a coordinating color piece of cardstock to cut the heart out of the card, and or a heart opening. Yeah, I'll have to mess around with it and see what I'm doing. I am stitching on, it's called Home Driver. Home Driver. I'll show you a picture for those who didn't see it earlier. It's gonna. Oh, he ate the envelope. Oh, golly. Oh, naughty, naughty puppies. That's all right. My cats go for this sometimes. Not usually, but every now and again they'll go for the floss too. Okay, here. This is what I'm stitching, folks. And of course, this little start is way up here in this corner. So that's what I'm stitching. And Jody, you're after me to keep on stitching, aren't you? You're keeping me on track. Good for you. Thank you. She knows I get sidetracked with talking. and then I forget to stitch. Oh, don't feel bad when I don't get to stitch. It's all part of the live streaming. It's just it's just as much fun to sit here and talk with you guys as opposed to stitching. Although I do love my stitching, don't get me wrong, but it's just as much fun to spend some time with all of you. Yes, this is even weave. This is 25 count Lugana. And I'm stitching with one strand of floss over one fabric thread. Now, that brings up one of the things, and I talk about this sometimes, but not all the time. And Kaylee made me think of this on her one live. Um, Even weave, the definition. Jody, your hoot. The definition, how can I say this? How can I explain it the best? 25 count Lugana, 20 count, any Lugana, any Jobelin, um, anything that's woven with a single weave like Lugana and Jobelin is, like Verdal, like the 56 count even weave. Everybody has started calling even weave so that people think, and they're not 100% wrong, people think that the fabrics you can stitch on are Aida cloth or Aida cloth, even weaves, which are your Jobelins, your Luganas, and this type of weave fabric, and linen. Now, all of that is true. However, all of the fabrics we stitch on, whether it be Aida cloth, Lugana, Jobelin, or those fabrics that we call even weave, or linen, or silk gauze, Kaylee, I'm picking on you, are all even weave. The true definition of even weave is that the fabric has the same number of warp Oh, Kelly. I'm just trying to help everybody learn. I know it's impossible to know all this stuff. The true definition of an even weave is it has the same number of warp threads as it does weft threads. So now, which is warp and which is weft? Don't ask me that because I can't remember. Essentially what it is, it has the same number of threads per inch vertically as it does horizontally. That is what makes a fabric even weave. Oh, sorry you have to go, Rose, but thanks for stopping by. Take care, sleep well, and have a great day tomorrow. But in all our cross stitch fabrics, with the exception of those that are stated that they're an uneven weave, are even weave fabrics. They have the same number of threads vertically and the same number of threads horizontally within an inch. So if you count fabric threads, and I would count these, there would be 25 threads to an inch horizontally and 25 threads to an inch vertically. That makes even weave. If a fabric says, and there are the linens out there that are 5260, for example, then that is uneven weave. That means it has 52 threads to an inch in one direction and 56 threads to the inch in another direction. So depending on how you hold that fabric when you stitch, a square will not be a square, no matter which direction you hold it in. But depending on how you hold it, a square could be a squatty rectangle, or it could be a tall rectangle, depending which direction is the 52. The fifth, if you hold it that, let me get this right. If you hold it that there's 56 threads top to bottom, 52 threads left to right, your square is going to be squatty. It's going to be short and stubby. If you reverse it, it's going to be tall and thin. So that's the difference. For a long time, it used to drive me crazy, to be honest. It used to make me crazy when people would say, I want even weave fabric. Well, it's all even weave. And it used to make me a little nuts because I was taught, and I was always of the mindset of the true definition of even weave. And I didn't think of this fabric, this Lugana, as even weave. I thought of it as it was a blend. Yes, all the threads are even, and it is much easier to stitch on. But the composition of the fabric, it's a blend of cotton and viscose. So that's, I just have to say my piece on that because I say it every once in a while and I get on a little bit of a soapbox about it. But I am now perfectly willing to accept that everybody calls this even weave. I just think it's important that people know the difference, or not necessarily the difference, but know what the true definition of even weave is. And that's all it is. So, Kaylee, tell me, do you know what I'm going to ask you? Did you order the silk gauze? Or is that what you were telling me? That you did order it, but it's really, 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 really tiny and it's impossible? Oh my God. What did you think? On Kaylee's stream, what was that, maybe a week or so ago, we were looking at tiny stitches and found a place. Oh my God, 90 count. Oh my God. Found a place that sold a sample pack of silk gauze. And in that silk gauze, it had various counts, like 40, 50, 60. Oh my God. And it went up to 120 count. And Kaylee's a tiny stitch person, as we all see, and it's gorgeous. So she ordered some in order to give it a try. So, 72, 90, and 120. Insanely tiny pieces, yes. I missed your stream on Sunday, Kaylee. We were visiting the grandkids. We usually do that, not every Sunday, but uh, 2 or 3 times a month. So we were there last Sunday, and we will go again on this Sunday because this Sunday happens to be my son-in-law's birthday. And on Monday is my daughter's birthday. So would you believe that? Their birthdays are back to back. So I will probably miss your Sunday stream again. So not fair. So not fair. But yeah, did you tried the 90? Oh, bless your heart. No worries. Glad you could see family. Yeah. Oh, my grandkids are a hoot and a holler. Ah, they are like oil and water with each other. They are just something. Abram, who we call Abe, who is the oldest one, is he always wants to be the perfect little child. He is always Mr. Well, not that he's perfect because he's not, but he's the helpful one. He's the more lovey one. Oh no, you just miscounted. Um, he's the one who's going to. He's in second grade now, and he's the one who, if he ever gets anything less than an A, is going to be totally devastated. But then again, my daughter was that way too. She always had to. She was harder on herself than anyone else could be, and Abe is the same way. He's harder on himself than anyone else can be, and he just started. Well, the second half of this school year, he was put in the gifted program, so he's a very, very intelligent young man, and the things that come out of his mouth are just sometimes unbelievable. And his sister, on the other hand, and I love them both dearly, to the moon and back. But his sister, on the other hand, if you would not know, you would think she is an only child, spoiled brat. Because she is the one that demands attention. She always wants to be entertained. Oh, Nick. Oh, the baby's asleep in your arms. Oh, can I hold her? Oh, I love me some babies. But Imogen, who we call Immy, is always wanting to be the center of attention. And when she doesn't get all the attention, well, then she gets to be a mean little girl. And then she has to wonder why Nana doesn't do X, Y, or Z with her. And Nana ends up telling her. Jody, no, she did not. It was a trip fest. It was a tripping hazard. I could not find the floor. Heaven forbid that the child would put her stuff away. No. And the more my daughter asks her to do anything, the more she rebels. Oh, help me. Do it for me. Help me. Even though she can do things perfectly well by herself. So, I don't know. It's her personality because Jen treats them both the same, has always treated them both the same, but she's a trip, and you say, when we're leaving, Emmy, can I have a hug? We're leaving. And then it's no, I'm all out of hugs. I don't have any. And then I turn around and I say, well, guess what? I don't want to hug anyway because I don't like hugs. So that's quite all right. You can be all out of hugs. I don't like any anyway. So I'll see you next time. And then with that, she comes running out. I walk out the house and then she comes running out the house. Nana, Nana, I need a hug. Oh, children. They are a treat. They are a treat. But, what are you gonna do? What do you do with a child that I mean, this is totally off the stitching subject. But she just wants to be entertained and the center of attention, and anything else, she's just not happy. So Nana sometimes turns that around when she does stuff like that. And like I said, if she doesn't want to give Nana a hug when she's leaving, then I do the, well, good, because I don't like hugs anyhow, kind of thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, her room was a disaster area and it was a tripping hazard, so I had to be careful where I walked so that I didn't fall. Because, good God, when you reach a certain age, let me tell you what, every time you go to the doctor, what do they say? Have you fallen in the last 60 days? No, let me alone. I haven't fallen since I fell down the steps and broke my ankle. So there. Oh, anyway. Um, did you notice my diagonal is no longer diagonal? Hi, Joyce. It's 1:30 in the morning there. Couldn't sleep. Oh my goodness. Well, if you hang out here long enough, I'm told I can put people to sleep. It may help. Oh, that's terrible when you can't sleep. I know that feeling well too. Every now and again. No, my trouble is I'm stitching in the evening, watching TV, and the next thing you know, I fall asleep. The old head hangs down. I have the needle in my hand. I was taking a stitch, and when I wake up, I can't find the needle. Well, it's usually dangling on a thread somewhere, but I have to find that thread because it's no longer in my hand. And and after I had that cat nap, then I can stitch for a while again. Okay. And these ballpoint needles, I love them, but sometimes they are really stinkers to thread. What am I stitching, Joyce? I am stitching, it's called Home Driver. It's a heaven and earth design, and it's under the antiquities on the site. But it's a horse drawn carriage with a woman standing next to it, and it's the same style of chart as my Stitcher's Retreat. So it will probably take me another 5 years to stitch, like Stitcher's Retreat did. What is that fuzzy there? Go away. Um, but what I thought I'd do is, did I talk about this earlier? Am I repeating myself? What I thought I'd do is, um, you know how I did with Stitcher's Retreat, where my stitch alongs were always with Stitcher's Retreat, and we kind of took that journey and followed the progress of that. Well, I'm thinking about doing the same thing with this. And the reason being that that will help keep me motivated. Because, as I said before, this one is almost just as big as Stitcher's Retreat. Here you go, Joyce. But I really liked this carriage, and it's a vintage piece. It's 550 stitches by 691. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gonna be a long stitch till we get this one done. So you could be seeing a lot. Um, I'm switching back and forth between this and the stocking. So I'm going to, oh, I did it again. I don't need it. My daughter said, Mom, if you don't get the stockings done for this year, that's okay. No big worries. And actually, they didn't ask me for them. I said I'd like to do it for them. So, what I'm thinking is working on one until I get tired of it. And then when I get tired of working on this, then I'll switch to the stocking for a while until I get tired of that. And then I'll switch back to this. Because who was I talking to? Rotations. As much as I would really like to do a rotation, they just don't work for me. If I have to say, oh, okay, I'm really into, say, this piece, and oh geez, it's Monday, so I have to put it away and get out the stocking. But I really don't want to put it away and get out the stocking, then I would have a hard time working on the stocking, and vice versa. So I think the best thing for me is to just work on whichever one I want to work on for as long as I want to work on them, and then switch. When I get tired of this, then switch. When I get tired of the stocking, then switch. I think that's just how did Stitch Roadies call it? She had a name for that. Doggone it. Anybody watch Anna? She had a name for working on something, for an obsessive or a compulsive something, just so that you work on it. Yeah, she's compulsively monogamous. And then when she gets tired of it, essentially what I said, she gets tired of something, so then she'll switch to something else. So that's kind of the way I've always been. Is I want to work on what I want to work on when I want to work on it. Oh shoot. And if I feel like I have to work on something, I have to switch to monogamous stitching. Yeah. It was monogamous, but she had another term for it. Oh, I can't remember what it was. Old brain here. Old brain. Um yeah. Obsessively monogamous. Something to that effect. I don't remember exactly, but it was kind of like I'm obsessed with something until I don't want to do it anymore, and then something else is hollering at me a whole lot louder. Yeah, you're right, Jody. If I do a rotation and I say on whatever the criteria is, at whatever point I'm going to switch and stitch on this, and I don't want to, then yeah, then there's no joy there. And you know what? It's a hobby. I don't make my living this way. I did all that. I'm done with that. This is a hobby. I'll do what I want when I want. And that's just the way that is. So I'm not gonna not stitch on them or not do the stockings. They're there. Um, it will get worked on. It just won't be my focus. Yeah. So as much as I have tried to do a rotation, I mean, and some people have very what seems to me to be very rigid rotations. Like, okay, I do this for these days, and I do this for these days, and I do this for these days, and it's very it's very structured, and in my opinion, very rigid. But that works for them, and I just no, nope. Carol Stevens, I saw your. Did I see a finish of yours? Not pretty recently? Why do I think you just finished something not too terribly long ago? And how are you doing, by the way? Yeah. See, now that's the other thing. Last October, oh my God, was it that long? Oh my God, I have no concept of time anymore. Yeah, where was it? Oh, okay. Country Stitchers were here, and we spent a day stitching because they don't live that far from me. They're just about 45 minutes south of me at best, and we got together for the day. So we did that on Monday. Oh, well, I'm glad you're still plodding along, Carol. So we got together for the day, and normally I do laundry on a Monday. Normally. So obviously, I didn't do laundry on Monday. I did it on Tuesday. So now all week I'm a day befuddled. I was thinking today was Tuesday because I did laundry on Tuesday, so that was Monday. So, you know, certain things happen on certain days, and when that gets altered, it messes up my whole week. And my husband and I always joke because we always get trash together on a Thursday to put out to be picked up Friday morning. And every week we go, holy smokes, how did it get to be Thursday again already? It's Thursday. And even though I think it's only Wednesday tomorrow, it's actually Thursday tomorrow. So then the standing joke will be, oh, how did it get Thursday to be Thursday so fast? Because when you work, that week takes forever. When I worked, oh my God, it took forever to get to Wednesday. Forever. And now it's like, how did it get to be Thursday already? Oh, the joys, the joys. So let's see. I didn't stay in my diagonal. I was a naughty, naughty girl. And I really was going to use this. My intent. Hi, Heather. You just got home from grocery shopping. Oh, bless your heart. My not so favorite thing to do. No, I don't mind the shopping. I don't like the coming home and putting stuff away. Come on. Oh, sometimes this pattern keeper gets wonky. Cross country's better. Yeah. Well, I hadn't done a diagonal one for quite some time. And I thought, okay, people often search for this or come to this channel for the diagonal stitching. And actually, when I look at things, at the statistics for my channel, my diagonal stitching is one of the most popular videos. So I thought, well, maybe I better do one for a while. Well, hello, Becky, crafty librarian. What am I stitching? I am stitching, I'll put it up real quick. I'm stitching Home Driver by Heaven and Earth. There you go. I was going to let it up on the screen, except I should have cropped the picture. And I didn't, and it takes up my whole screen, so we didn't do that. Oh, see now, Jody, that's the other thing. That is the other thing. I'm parking right now, but I can't tell you how long that's going to last. Because I find myself, my stitching doesn't match the chart. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? Oh, I see. I missed a stitch here. Right there. I missed one. Ruh-roh. Yeah, all these threads hanging. Looks like you need to mark off the I do. um yeah, let me see where okay, I did miss. Okay, let's get rid of this heart. I did miss this stitch. I didn't stitch that one, and I have it marked off. That one. Okay, I did stitch this and this. I just didn't mark off. See, this is what this is, and I parked here. Oh, the horrors. And I didn't mark that one off. And I stitched this, this, and this, and this, and didn't mark it off. Now, now, Liz, am I right? Am I right? I think so. Oh, this is the story of my life sometimes. I forget to mark stuff off. Thank you for catching that, because I would have had myself in a diz after a while. Yeah, it's 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 I hate to tell people, but these threads are going to go away, because look, I barely did 100 stitches, and these threads, hanging threads, are already making me a little anxious, and that can be a very short trip. So my next deal is going to be to work them in, just like right now. Yeah, Molly, I get that. And I always used to use paper too before Pattern Keeper. And I had a system for highlighting. Yeah, even if I pull them up and out of the way, they still make me goofy. I had a system for highlighting my paper and then marking off what I stitched, and I don't know, it just, and that worked for me, but Pattern Keeper makes it so much easier. And in all honesty, I found before Pattern Keeper, when I was using Goodreader to mark my chart, I did not have an issue with the parking of threads. And I was stitching on the diagonal, line by line. You're right, you're right, you're right. And then I didn't mind it. But after Pattern Keeper came along and it highlighted that symbol, it put the chart together as one giant piece, and it highlighted your color for you. That just brought out the cross country in me, because that's really my favorite way to stitch. Yeah, Jay. Yeah. If I'm gonna struggle, sometimes it's in the beginning until I figure out how this chart wants to be stitched. Yeah, I know. I didn't mark them as parked. I kind of got lazy. Molly, if you're an Apple user and you're stitching on paper, right? Do you know about the app called Markup RXP? It's for Apple. You can use it on either Apple or Android. It's very similar to Pattern Keeper. I can show it to you. Hold on here. Go away there. Um, this is the one thing I don't like about an Android. Till you pull up, hopefully. Here we go. Markup R-XP. Oh, you had trouble loading some patterns. Yeah. Well, now, the other thing with it is, now I did put this same chart in here. And the other thing about it is, if you're going to use this in order to have it be accurate as to percentages, you have to go page by page and delete or adjust the margins so that the gray overlap areas aren't counted. Because if you don't do that, the stitch count is tens of thousands of stitches off. Plus, the other thing I don't like is Pattern Keeper. If I tap on the plus sign, yes, it highlights the plus sign. And that's all well and good. But I have to go back to the key, to the legend, to find out what color that is. So that isn't easily accessible. So even though it does give you a lot of other information, like it will tell you how many stitches, it will tell you how many stitches you stitched every day. I mean, it gives you all kinds of nice information. But it's too much, it's too much work to get it to be, first of all, accurate so that your percentages are accurate. I don't want to spend half a day going in and taking out all the gray areas. Now you can go and you can see how many stitches you stitched, and then over here, well, even here, it will give you the daily count of how many you stitched on a particular day. You can put notes in, and it does a lot of things that Pattern Keeper doesn't do. But by the same token, it's a lot more work to get going. So I found that I quickly said, I don't think so. Now, what I did try to do is, because you can't do Pattern Keeper on an iPad, but you can on an Android. So what I was doing when I tested this out was I opened, come on, oh, this is fickle too. I opened it in a split screen so that I had markup on one screen, and then I opened Pattern Keeper on the other screen so I could see the numbers of what. Oh, I can't move my screen over. Oops. Far enough for you to see that. Maybe if I do this, hold on. Nope, that just makes it bigger. But if I'm going to open both apps, well, that's kind of stupid. So why not just use Pattern Keeper? Use one or the other, not both. just to see the numbers. It's just way too much work. Pattern keeper on an Apple format, I'm not sure that that's going to happen. I hope it does, because personally, I like my iPad better than an Android. But that's just me. That's just me. Um, but I am getting quite used to using, the Samsung tablet. Okay, where was I here? Simply. Oh, I did that one, so I just want to put this down here and end it. Um, but yeah, markup is just, for people that don't have an Android and don't want to get the Android and only have Apple and want to put up with all the idiosyncrasies, that's all fine, well, and good. And yeah, yes, I think you're correct, Jody. But I don't know. I think you have to do that on a computer, like on the Mac Mini or the iMac, or I don't think you can put it on an iPad that way. But don't quote me. Don't quote me, because I could very well be wrong. I could very much be wrong. Um, but yeah, in order to use Pattern Keeper on an Apple product, you do have to go through BlueStacks. I don't know how to do that. And again, I don't know, can you put it on an iPad that way? Or do you have to put it on an actual computer? Oh, it didn't work. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, and a lot of people get a very cheap, inexpensive um Android. I mean, watch Amazon. You can get Androids, especially when they have like the Black Friday sales or whatever. You can get Androids really, really cheap. What color was this? 3726. So that, you don't have to, like, I'm thinking, if I remember right, that you could get Androids for like $100 or less and run it on that, and it works fine. You just have to make sure you get enough of RAM so that it works correctly. But other than that, yeah. Yeah. And in all honesty, I bought this Samsung, and really the only thing I use it for is Pattern Keeper. I very rarely use it for anything else, just Pattern Keeper. Anything else, I use my iPad. My iPad. That's funny. Oh, when my grandson was little, he'd go, Daddy, I want an iPad. I want my iPad. Yeah, see? A little 7-inch freebie with credits. Yeah. Watch for digital. Well, or also, sometimes if you have to trade in your phone, you get a free tablet. Now, the only thing with that is they want you to also add a phone line to that tablet. Yeah, you did exactly what I did, Jody. This was around two and a half. And still the only thing I use it for is stitching. I really don't use it for anything else. Like I use my iPhone or my iPad for everything else. Carol, you use your Samsung for everything. Yeah. I don't blame you. You that's what you don't have a Whoa. Whoa. But that's your only tablet, isn't it, Carol? Your main tablet is your Samsung. You don't also have an iPad. Wow. Yeah, that is wow. Wow. Honest to God, I just bought a new Mac Mini. I got rid of my laptop because of all the streaming trouble I was having. Remember all the troubles we had in the beginning of doing live streams of where it would randomly cut off or whatever? I got tired of that and finally said that enough is enough. And I bought the M1 Mac Mini. And I only paid $800 for that. It was $699, but I added some extra RAM. So, yeah, I had a pretty good deal on that, which is why I bought it. It's like, wow, wow, you can't beat, I mean, I couldn't beat that price. And everything I was reading was, do it now before the new ones come out, and then the prices really go up. And I think it's a Mac Studio that came out, which is a lot more expensive, but I've also seen videos where people aren't quite so happy with that one. So I'm glad I got it, and I really don't have any trouble with it other than my incompetence. My incompetence of getting my stream going appropriately at the appropriate time. And I don't know why. I don't know what I did wrong. Ugh. If I ever have come online without an issue, it's going to be a minor miracle. But then I always blame it on, well, this old lady. Actually, I keep telling myself, well, you know what? For 70 years old, you do pretty darn good with technology, especially since you only learned technology much later in life. You didn't grow up with it like a lot of people. Yeah, that other one, that laptop was just really giving me fits. So it was time. And I could trade in, and I got a really nice chunk of change for my trade in, so it would have been foolish not to do it. It really would have been foolish not to do it. So I'm glad I did. I'm much happier with it this way. Yeah. Well, thank you, Jody. Sometimes it doesn't quite feel that way. Sometimes it makes me feel rather stupid, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. And I try and I sit and fuss until I figure it out. So that's the way it is. I used to use Androids but switched to Apple products a few years ago. Yeah. Yeah, that's why Well, I stay with Apple because uh, well, I my husband now graduated graduated to an iPhone because I made him. But my daughter and son-in-law are Apple users, and they share the photos of the kids with us, so it just makes that so much easier when all of us are using Apple. Oh, well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. A lot of people don't always believe me when I tell them my age. Oh, you don't look that. Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate that. Like I say, I don't do half bad for an old lady when it comes to tech. And I get a lot of encouragement from Adam, my son-in-law. Yeah, he's always encouraging my doing live streams and videos and all of that stuff. And very supportive. He's uh he's a software engineer, so he's in fact, I don't know, maybe he's listening to me right now. Adam, are you out there? If he is, he's being awful quiet. Oh, Molly, do you have to leave us? Oh, okay. Well, you have a good night, and thank you so much for dropping by and having a chat with us. I always enjoy when people drop in. It's like, oh, we're having a party. But you have a good night and sleep well, and a great rest of the week. Now, I do have to remember to mark my stitches off. You have to call in the IT team. Yeah, I have to do that at times too. Sometimes I call or I text Adam and say, is this legit or is this uh, somebody trying to scam me? So then he'll help me out with that kind of thing. But I think what helped me to learn as much as I did is because number one, I was always interested, and that helps a lot. But when I was still working, we at one point had a techie person that would come around and um, because in the nursing home I worked in, we were digital. Like our medical records went digital. Our MedPass system was done digital using a oh, Carol, you're funny. But our we passed medicines, and that was all in a computer program. And whenever but anybody had a problem with any of that, oh, plus our lab, if we someone had lab work, we connected with the hospital system and entered the lab work we needed done right into their system so that when their techs came out, they knew what residents needed blood draws and what to draw and all of that. So I coordinated all of that. So then when we lost our in-house IT person, I kind of became the person that, oh no, this isn't working, Karen. What do I do? This isn't, how do I do this? How do I do that? So, in addition to being having the position that I had and doing my job, I was also doing tech stuff. So, I learned a lot by doing that. And you wouldn't believe how many times it was just a matter of turn the computer off and restart it. But that is what it is. And, you know, you do what you have to do. Oh my goodness. What are we on here? Over 2 hours. Oh my goodness. Well, I think it's about time to call it a day. You guys were lucky you had two videos. Well, you had. Yeah, Joyce, I'm getting tired too. So, yes, have a great night. I hope we see you soon also. Take care. Yeah, time flies. I don't know where 2 hours go. Actually, it's a little longer than 2 hours. I don't know where the I don't know where the time goes. I seriously don't. It's yeah, I get on here and it's like, oh, I just got on and look at that. It's 2 hours already. How did that happen? You can do it again tomorrow after the trash cans are out. Yeah, every Thursday. Every Thursday. So, good night, Heather. Have a good night. So, I think, let's see, how many stitches? I actually, Jody, be proud. Be proud. 104 stitches today. 104. That has to be an ultimate, almost ultimate first. You pay attention. Oh, Jay, you are quite welcome. I'm glad you stopped by and glad you uh, entered the chat. It's always fun talking to you guys and catching up. I have such a good time. I really I really don't even necessarily have to stitch. It's just fun to hang out. So um oh, Jackie, you got 300 stitches done. Yay. Happy dancing. Happy dancing. So I think we're going to call it a day or a night. I'm glad I could catch you all tonight, and we will do this again real soon. I can't promise you exactly when it will be, but it will be sooner. Let's turn this light down. Sooner rather than later. Here we go. Yeah, we'll do it sooner rather than later. 261. Yay! Yay. That maybe that's something we have to do the next time is how many stitches can we stitch during the live stream? Maybe we'll do that next time. And it's an easy chart, no confetti. Haha, lucky you. Do you know what? That's one of the reasons I picked this chart because that light colored area that's the sky. Guess what? It's all one color. No confetti up there. So that will make my day. I can get lots of those stitches done. So yeah, let's do it. Next time we're going to do how many stitches can we do during the live stream? Yeah, it will be a um what did I call that? My journey with home driver and how many stitches we can do during a live stream. So yeah, we'll do that next time. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Let's see. Tomorrow's Thursday, trash day. Probably next week. Next week we'll do that one. So, okay, my friends. Uh, thank you for. I'll make sure you stitch. Yeah, next Wednesday. How about that? Next Wednesday, same time, same station. I will put a post up so to remind people. I'll try and schedule it and then try and get into the correct stream next time. It's gonna be a quiet one. Yeah, not so much, Jay. These are never really quiet. So yes, let's plan on next Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Um, and we will do this again. So I will see you all then. Okay. Sounds good, Allie. Yeah, I will do that because I think it's just something I'm hitting. I'm not hitting the right things. So, okay, I will see you next time. Till Wednesday. Have a great week and love to you all. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you then. Bye bye.